So Osmose is a quality tool. It analyzes data of OpenStreetMap on regularized basis and show error report on the map. Errors are based on many rules. Rules I write on different way, but I explain later. There is error, and there is also integration of OpenData in OpenStreetMap. Not really integration, but show what you can do in integration. It's not really important, it's integration. Osmose is based on OpenStreetMap data. OpenStreetMap data are loaded and analyzed in many servers. We have around 10 servers on many countries. Main servers are on French chapter. And then the result of analysis, so the error, are sent to centralized front-end server and show on the map. So the map on the front-end. The map show pin where there is error. On each error, there is a pop-up, and on the pop-up, there is detail about the error. On the pop-up, there is an object concerned by the error, ID. Also, there is tag. So in blue, you can see the tag of the object, and in red, the error. So here, there is a missing capital letter. In France, there is a rule about street name, and the rules tell that you need a capital letter. So in blue, you see at Ficelle, there is no capital letter. And in orange, the proposition of correction is to add a capital. On this object, you can just see the error and correct yourself as you want. Or you can click on the fix GOSM, and it loads the fixed object in GOSM with the remote mode. So you can just click and you have the object fixed. And then when you have finished your session of checking error in your neighborhood, you can send to the server. But you can also correct it in ID if you want. Or you can do anything else than the proposed correction. There is no always correction proposed. There is pin. Pin are in color and in glyph, depending of the kind of error. Kind of error are listed here, and you can filter the error you can show on the map on different criteria. There is severity. Here there is severity 1, most important, and 2. There is 3 levels of severity. 1 is really big error, and I hope there is no, but there is painful. So you can filter importance of error. You can filter the last is the topic. It's thematic about error. You can only display error of Igway, of cycleway, of building error, of address. There is thematic. And in the middle, you have fixable. Fixable, an error fixable, it's an error with an orange part. All errors don't have a fixed proposition. So what we want filter on the fixable, because we had on Osmose this spring a mode to show Osmose on mobile device. On mobile device, you have not ID, you have not GOSM. So you need a way to fix error directly from Osmose. So we had a filter to show only error with fixable proposition, and we had a tag editor. It's an editor integrated directly into Osmose and show you the tag. In black, it's the original tag. In red, it's tag you removed. In orange, it's your tag you modified, and green, you added. And you can just send through your account of OpenStreetMap. And if you error show as a fixable, you can just click your fix edit and load the object with the modification proposition into the tag editor. And if you are right, just click valid. The front end with a recent evolution, it's translated in many languages. We add translation to a website called Transfix, and just by putting the translation on this site, there is many people working on the translation. We have translated your documentation on the wiki on the main language available here, and there is a new main language, Japanese. It will be added. On the wiki, you can see error. There is a list of errors reported by Osmose, but there is also an illustration and a way to fix error. And you can see the full list of errors. So it's the main page, and there is a list of errors. And here we have the list of error with explanation and some time trap to avoid. Now it's full documented. Here you can see the list of countries supported by Osmose. Osmose is not available worldwide because we need resources, we need computer power and storage to run analyzer. Now we have many analyzers in France that cover many countries, but there is a local community that add their own server to cover just the country or other country. Like, for example, in Iceland, there is a server for Iceland and ASEAN country. There is no server in Italy for Italy, in Netherlands for Netherlands, and we hope you help us to support more countries by providing us a server or by running yourself a server. What happened when we add a new analyzer or we want to focus on some problem? There is an example of a problem with tag Wikipedia in France. There is graph in Osmose, so you can show the fix in the time. And here, there is somebody that proposed to fix Wikipedia in OSM. So we add an analyzer, and in 2 days, all errors are almost closed. So, some day after, we add another analyzer, and then in 2 days, all errors I fixed. So, when you can point the error and show how the work is running, is help to fix error. Because when you don't see error and you don't know what to fix. But it's not all the time the same effect. For example, here in France of duplicate object. Duplicate object is when a school, for example, is as a node and as a polygon. It's a duplicate school, but there is only one school. So someday someone sees the problem and want to fix many and many, and it works. And then after, it's in the good way, but not really impressive. The same over years about post office of OpenData in France. You can see over years the evolution, and the fact there is a map with a missing post office in OpenStreetMap help people to integrate it. But in the right, we see problem, not really problem, it's error reported that interest nobody. In France, the tag designation has no usage, has no meaning, so we report it as error in France only. And we see in time there is some correction, and after it rise up. Same with invalid polygon, so invalid geometry, strange thing. Sometimes people want to correct, and after, up, correction, and so on, is raised up again. It's a good point to have stat tools to follow error and show what is wrong. So the country, I show you a map of country supported. On each country, we don't apply the same rules. The main package of rules is the same, but there is differences. Because there is language, we can apply the rule about language in all country. There is country-specific thing. There is projection. We set projection, so we can do calculation on geometry, on distance. On country, we can set up the drive side for detect right roundabout way, it's wrong way or not, for example. Some countries are too large, and we split up, like French, Belgium, Netherlands, Italy. Even this country is too large. We also had a hot country where there is problem or on demand where there is team on the ground and want to check the error, check the quality to work. So if you want to support your country, there is two possibilities. It's a small country in data and you can support it. It's a big country and you can't. And we can't. Actually, 2 weeks ago, we had Netherlands because someone provided us a server in Netherlands to support Netherlands. Actually, we set up a Romania server. And we want your help to support more countries and to do better quality on OpenStreetMap. How it works? It works with backend analyzer. There is a front end that displays the error, and there is many servers that work on error. There is many kind of analyzer. The first kind is check only one object at time. Just pick an object and check for capital in the name, for example. Or check for the reference, comparing on no data, or check if there is no reference in name, for example, for a road, and so on. Yeah, I have example. Format number, for example, we check the format of the postcode for every country. On Wikipedia, there is a description of postcode format for every country, and we check with regular expression the postcode. We check Wikipedia name, we can check number, date. We can check inconsistency for something that can be complex sometimes, like parking lane or way in the e-way. You need some way, some parking lane, etc. And you need the total mean consistency with other tag. And you can check things like this. Other kind of analyzer is Osmose. So Osmose, database. We load area in the database and do a geometric check, do topologic check. And this is this part that take long time for each area, for each country. Take a long time for two things, because we must drop the database each time we want to load a new country, because we haven't sufficient storage to stock all the database. We have a diff mode that can run on diff and do analysis on diff, but we have enough space disk to run this mode. It's really quick, but we can run it. Topological analyzer. For example, roundabout. Roundabout would do many things. For example, we can detect if there is a way that cross roundabout. Really cross. It's not really possible. There is something wrong. So we can report it. We can report shortcut of roundabout. Is when the entrance touches the exit of the roundabout. So you can overpass the roundabout. And GPS for a car GPS will miss the roundabout because there is a shortcut. Other analysis is geospatial. Still with roundabout, we can detect there is missing a junction roundabout by the shape of the way, for example. We can detect level continuity. For example, in a village, there is a primary highway. Since a residential, and you come out the village, there is a primary. Oh, there is a problem. We can detect things like this. And the last, the merge analyzer, is to integrate OpenData into OpenStreetMap. We can describe resources from OpenData and then compare with OpenStreetMap. We can detect OpenData missing in OpenStreetMap. We can detect OpenStreetMap missing in OpenData, and we can do conflation. We can detect objects that can be the same and show to the user the tag to add from the OpenData to the OSM data. And with graph and statistic integrated in Osmose, we can follow in the time the integration of OpenData. For example, we can show address from OpenData and how many address we have and we need. Diff mode, I already talked about the diff mode, so I skip. As you can see, no, you can really see this. This is a matrix of all running analyzer on Osmose. On the column, you have the area of country, and on row, you have the analyzer. Each analyzer can have many analyses. There is no just one analyzer by line. And in each case, it's the last update of the running analyzer. So we can check if all is running right. As you can see, there is orange and red. It's because one country is missing an update. So Osmose QR, so you can see Osmose on this website. It's .fr, but it covers all the country you see before. There is documentation in many languages on the wiki, plus the list of errors and how to correct it. Source, it's open. You can especially look at the backend for set up your own backend server and send result to the public frontend. You can contact us for any problem, question, improvement. In the future, we want integrate more feature requests because there are a lot feature requests about new analyzer, new ID, new OpenData to integrate. We hope set up a connection with MapRoulette to focus on error on a kind of error on a time to erase some kind of error, and integrate more OpenData and interact with local government about improvement OpenData in OpenStreetMap via Osmose. Thank you.
If you have any question, please raise your hand so I can come to you and give you the microphone.
Assuming I want to add support, for example, for Italy, what kind of hardware is needed?
You don't really need a big hardware. We're running a database with one CPU and 1 gigabyte memory. It's sufficient with a reasonable CPU. For it's a configuration for Netherlands, for example, and we can run each test for each day.
And are there any specific rules needed for new countries, or are the existing ones okay as they are?
There is specific rules mainly from France, but there is some rules for other countries. We can configure each rule for each country and for each language, and even for each specific thing like drive roadside.
Thank you.
Can you speak a little bit on the process of making the types of queries that Osmo collects?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
So let's say I have an idea for a new Osmo collection. So I don't know what kind of thing I might come up with, but let's say some new type of error. Is there a specific language that I have to write in? Is there an Osmo query language, or is there a particular database schema that you use?
There is many things. There is a more simple thing is a wiki page on the OSM wiki where you can add simple rules on one tag to report error. It's a very simple way to do. There is other things. It's by code Python rule checking on one object. The other way is to code a SQL query on Osmose database to report error. And then it's really simple to convert the result of the query to the error. And the final way is to write a program that produces an XML file to send to the front end. There is a standard file you can upload to the front end and add your error on Osmose.
Any more questions?
Just one thing I forgot. On Osmose, there is two new things. There is an export menu, so you can export error you see on the page as RSS, as HTML list, as JSON. And there is another thing, you can log in Osmose, and when you log in with OSM account, you can see your own error and how many errors are reported by Osmose for your own account.
Okay, thank you very much, Frédéric.